The first resistance of the Indonesian people against Japan occurred in Aceh. The factor that caused the Achenese people's resistance to Japan was the arbitrary actions of the Japanese army, who did not respect the lives of Muslims there. One of the figures of Aceh's resistance to Japan was Tuku Abdul Jalil, who died in battle in November 1942. However, this incident did not mark the end of Aceh's resistance to Japan, and the struggle was continued by Tuku Abdul Hamid Azwar. Resistance from the Achenese people had occurred since the beginning of the Japanese occupation of Indonesia, especially in Kot Plaing, Lokshumo. This was the background to the Achenese people's resistance to Japan on November 10, 1942, was an arbitrary and immoral act of the Japanese army. Apart from imposing their will on the people, the Japanese army did not respect the lives of the Achenese Muslims and freely drank and played with women. One of the things they were forced to do was perform Seikore, or reverence towards the east, which was addressed to the god worshipped by the Japanese, namely the sun god. By Tuku Abdul Jalil, Japan is said to have changed the direction of the Muslim community, resulting in resistance supported by the people. Tuku Abdul Jalil was a cleric and leader of an Islamic boarding school who during the colonial period also taught lessons about patriotism to his students. When the Dutch surrendered in 1942, Tengku Abdul Jalil was not easily taken in by the propaganda spread by Japan. On the contrary, he became increasingly anti and hateful towards the Japanese colonialists who behaved arbitrarily and caused great misery to the people. In July 1942, Tengku Abdul Jalil held a prayer service with 400 of his followers, who also voiced sharp criticism of Japanese colonialism. The next day, he was immediately invited to appear before the Japanese police because he was very open about gathering strength to fight back. However, this invitation was not fulfilled, which made his relationship with Japan even worse. The climax was when a Japanese policeman named Hayashi came to pick up Tengku Abdul Jalil at Daya Kot Plaing. However, Hayashi ended up injured after forcing Tengku Abdul Jalil to stop voicing his stance of resistance against Japan. In response, on November 7, 1942, Japanese troops were deployed to arrest Tengku Abdul Jalil. Tengku Abdul Jalil managed to escape, even though his Islamic boarding school and mosque were burned by the Japanese. After escaping the first battle, Tengku Abdul Jalil and his followers retreated to the Paya Kambok Mosque in Murumulia district.